We're always excited when new Star Trek comics beam down. Well, today we have a brand new adventure in Star Trek Deep Space Nine, Too Long a Sacrifice. Let's join Constable Odo in a brand new mystery of all our other favourite DS9 characters. Hey everyone, my name is Captain Jack and welcome to Trek Central. Today we're talking about IDW's brand new Star Trek comic book series, DS9, Too Long a Sacrifice. This 4-part issue is a new miniseries and is the second DS9 comic book series following the much loved Fool's Gold comics that were released a decade ago in 2009. Finally, our time to return to Deep Space Nine has come, so let's get ready to beam down. Before we jump in though, if you're looking to pick up this comic, then you should check your local comic book store and support them during these difficult times worldwide currently. Alternatively, you can pick this up via IDW's own website or other comic book retailers. We've linked the site down below in the video description for your ease. Of course, if you're new around here and want to keep up to date with all things Star Trek, then be sure to hit that subscribe button to never miss a video. Super important if you want to stay in the loop about current Star Trek series such as the upcoming Lower Decks adventures. Alright, let's hit it. With the release of Star Trek Picard, fans have been able to revisit some of their favourite characters and stories from Star Trek The Next Generation and Star Trek Voyager. However, there is one Star Trek series that has been left out of recent efforts to capitalise on fans' nostalgia. One series that is often forgotten or brushed aside. One series that hasn't had a new story told within its universe in over a decade. That series, of course, is Star Trek Deep Space Nine. IDW's 4-part series, Star Trek Deep Space Nine, Too Long a Sacrifice, returns us to the world of DS9 for the first time in over a decade. The last time we saw these characters in action was the 2009-2010 comic book series Fool's Gold, written by the same authors as Too Long a Sacrifice. Now, we return to the melting pot of the galaxy to experience a new story set in the thick of a Dominion War, most likely taking place during Season 6 of the TV show. Too Long a Sacrifice is centered around a surprise terrorist bombing aboard Deep Space Nine, and Constable Odo is investigating into the mystery surrounding the attack. It is fitting that the series chooses to highlight Odo due to the tragic passing of actor Rene Augereau just last year. This comic book series could be viewed as one last ode to Odo in a way. Several variant covers were published for this series. Some showcase actual pictures of Odo and other artist interpretations. However, one in particular stands out. The variant displays the title of the series, Too Long a Sacrifice, in big, red, italicized letters. The graphic is meant to pay homage to the detective dramas of the 1940s, such as The Maltese Falcon or The Big Sleep. We can expect to see Odo use his expert detective skills to find the cause of the terrorist bombing and uncover the mystery surrounding its perpetrator. We open the issue in one of the many lunches between exiled Cardassian Garak and Dr. Julian Bashir. The friendship between the two is a fan favourite relationship, so to see it displayed here is quite the treat. The two discuss the state of the Dominion War, and as usual, Garak is coy and vague about how much he knows and how much he is willing to share with Bashir. However, the lunch is brutally interrupted by an explosion that destroys the restaurant. In a moment of heroism, Garak grabs Bashir and throws the two of them out the window, protecting them from the blast. A while later, we then cut to Odo, Lieutenant Commander Dax, and Chief O'Brien, who examine the wreckage. Odo reveals that 8 people were killed in the bombing and asks O'Brien and Dax to look into the type of explosive device and what kind of lingering effects it may have on the station. Later, Odo speaks with Captain Benjamin Sisko. He explains that of the 8 people killed, there are 3 Benzintis, 2 Nausicans and 2 Bajorans and 1 Ferengi. Odo and Sisko then question the proprietor of the restaurant, a Bajoran woman by the name of Lavin, about the bombing. When asked if she knows who might have committed this crime, Lavin responds in a fit of rage that the culprit is none other than bartender Quark. However, Odo and Sisko question the validity of this accusation, knowing that Quark would never do something this heinous. Back in sickbay, Bashir reveals to O'Brien and Dax that the explosives was packed with rhodinium darts, small pieces of shrapnel designed to shred tissue. Whoever set this explosive was looking to kill. Normally the darts would have been detected by the station's cargo scanners, but for some reason they weren't flagged by security. In Sisko's office, the captain explains to Odo and the rest of the crew how urgent the investigation is. Sisko explains that he has representatives from each of the races that were killed demanding answers, all while he must deal with the war effort. Deep Space Nine has always been a melting pot for different cultures and races, while acting as an important military outpost. It is vital that Odo and the crew find the cause of this attack, or the station could be thrown into chaos. Now back in his office, Odo postulates who might have committed this crime. We get to read his personal notes, gaining insight into his thoughts much like a captain's log. Odo quickly rules out the Dominion, Garak, or even Quark, not seeing any clear motivation or benefit on their behalf from destroying a restaurant. However, Odo is interrupted by Commander Worf, who aggressively claims that the Nausicaans are responsible for the bombing. Now Odo quickly dismisses this claim as he again does not see a motive, when two Nausicaans suddenly enter the office. Now Nausicaans were prominently featured in the Next Generation episode Tapestry, where a Nausicaan stabbed Captain Jean-Luc Picard in the heart over a game of domjots. The Nausicans and Klingons have a history of conflict, as both their cultures are centered around war and aggression. However, the Nausicans seem to be less controlling of their hostile tendencies than the Klingons, as every time they're shown on screen, they are fighting or looking to start one. The Nausicans in Odo's office demand that Odo investigate Quark, as they too have heard Lavin's accusations and have heard of Quark's notorious criminal dealings. The Nausicans threaten to take matters into their own hands if Odo refuses to cooperate. However, the tense confrontation is interrupted by a call from Chief O'Brien, who has shocking news for Odo. What I perfectly love about this element of the comic is it certainly builds up the tension inside the small room which is Odo's office. Although we're just reading this on a comic book page, it almost feels like you're here, inside Odo's office, and if you've watched DS9 100 times, you know exactly how the office looks, and you know how it feels to be in there. We then cut to sometime later when Quark visits Odo in his office. Odo then reveals to Quark and the reader that Chief O'Brien has found a parcel of Odinium darts in Quark's incoming cargo shipment. Quark is shocked at this revelation, and the issue closes out in his reaction. The accusation against Quark is most likely a red herring. We know that Quark has a heart of gold and would never harm someone's life just for a profit. It's likely that Quark is simply being framed for his attack since he's known to be a profiteer and swindler on Deep Space Nine. The first issue of Too Long a Sacrifice throws us back into the world of Deep Space Nine in new and interesting ways. On the heels of the 25th anniversary of the show, getting another chance to see these characters in action, especially Odo, is very exciting. How will Odo and the crew stop more nefarious attacks on the station in the midst of a Dominion war? Stay tuned to Trek Central for our coverage on issue 2, coming out in August later next month. There we have it! Deep Space Nine Too Long a Sacrifice is a well-written comic adventure that throws us back into the world of DS9, just like we never left. I have to say, personally I love the art style of this comic. Greg Scott, who has done the interior art for this issue, and the upcoming 3 issues, has done a fantastic job at capturing the look and feel of Deep Space Nine. The TV series was always described as a darker tone and feel of Star Trek, and the comic captures it perfectly. A murder mystery story also suits the setting really well. Oh, and I just have to say that having Garak so elegantly written was fantastic. A true tribute to the character himself. How much I wish we could get more Garak on our screen sometime soon. Oh, it's a dream. Okay, so that's it from us here on Trek Central for today. Do let us know what you think of this comic book so far in the comment section below. If you're picking up all 4 issues for yourself, then we'd love for you to let us know how you find them. If you want to stay up to date with all things Star Trek news, lore and more, then be sure to hit that subscribe button to never miss a video. You can also follow us on social media such as Twitter, Facebook or Instagram. Don't forget you can also join our community Discord server where you can chat with like-minded Trekkies. For now, I've been Captain Jack here on Trek Central. Thanks for watching and we'll of course catch you next time. Live long and prosper.